Hello everybody, my name is Kevin and welcome to my first ever ASMR video. Well, technically it's not my first video. I've actually made one other ASMR video, but it was for a friend. It was actually for the person that introduced me to ASMR. But before I tell you a little about that, I'll just let you know this video is going to be kind of a ramble video, I guess. It is my first one. I'm kind of getting a feel for it to see if I like it. And it's going to be a ramble video where I tell you about me, my interests, and a little bit of things like that. I think that's a good place to start because then you can just get to know me a little bit. A lot of people will ask things. I've noticed on other ASMR videos, people want to know. They'll ask you a lot of questions. So I figured I would just start by answering the questions. So like I said, my name is Kevin. I live in Kentucky. So if you hear a little bit of a southern accent, that is why. I didn't actually know that I had a southern accent. Excuse me. For the longest time, until somebody told me. They pointed it out. I was like, oh, didn't know that. When I was in high school in a church group. So I'm from Kentucky, and this is actually not my first ever YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube for about 4 years, but all my previous content was what was originally Magic the Gathering, which tells you a little bit about my interests. I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering. I don't anymore because it got too expensive. But I used to post a lot of content for Magic. But yeah, it got expensive, and I was at a point to where I was getting frustrated from losing because I was very competitive with it, and I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So I don't play Magic anymore currently. But like I said, I do have another YouTube channel, which is called Klotz Productions, where I did a lot of Magic stuff, and now I do some video game stuff. But I'll tell you more about that a little bit later, about my hobbies. As far as my education goes, I originally went to Eastern Kentucky University. I was getting my degree in computer programming, and I wanted to do like artistic stuff. I wanted to get into game design. But I later found out that programming wasn't the side of it that I wanted to do. So I switched colleges, and I went to ITT Tech, and I got my associates in multimedia. And I was going to do game design, but I realized I didn't want to move out of state, and I didn't want to build more tuition debt, so I just got my associates. I'm not sure if it's better if I do low speaking like this, or if I just whisper like this. Now obviously, if I whisper, I have to be a lot closer to the microphone. I know some people prefer the whispering, some people prefer the low speaking, so you'll just have to tell me which one you would prefer. For this video, I guess I'll mix it up a little bit between one and the other. And I think I may be talking a little bit fast, so I'll try to slow down a little bit. But I guess I will go into some of my hobbies. I have some stuff here that I can show you, so it's not just me talking. First, I like Ninja Turtles. I grew up around Ninja Turtles, as you can see, I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt right now. But when I was little, I loved them. And this is a Ninja Turtle, obviously. This is Raphael. This isn't a normal action figure, though. You might not be able to tell that immediately. But I'll show you why in a second here. This is actually a mini mutant, which was basically the boys' version of Polly Pocket, if you remember that. But this one particularly looks like a normal turtle. But if I open it up, you can see he's not a normal turtle. He has different things. He also has headquarters up here, which is kind of funny. Like, I remember when I bought it, it said that was the headquarters in the description, like the toy description. I thought that was kind of clever or funny or whatever. But there's a ladder back here, and it goes down to, I don't know what all that is back there. And then there's ooze here. And the headquarters has a rappel, which goes down to here. Or no, it goes down to there. So this is this is one of the bases. It actually, I think it came with some other pieces and some turtles. But I have a lot of different bases like this, and I have a lot of actual action figures. I'm going to show you some of the little turtles with us. So, this is the action figures. These come with separate. They came with each set. Like I said, I have a bunch of sets, and I've kind of accumulated a few. Actually, that one there, right there. I have a giant Star Wars Death Star Mini Mutants, well, minis thing that he was in. But see, I've got a bunch of different turtles in here. So, like I said, I kind of accumulated these over time. From all the different sets that I had. And just like the normal turtles, you can see they have different outfits. So I think he's like a parachute, Raphael. This was from the Star Wars set that I was talking about. I wasn't like a huge fan of Star Wars, but I like the movies. If it would focus on him instead of me. Focus on him. Focus on him. Focus on him. I don't think it's gonna do it. Here, let's see if I can. Oh. There. I just manual focus. So that's from Star Wars. And then, like, this is from the movies, so he's got the dots on him and stuff. Michelangelo, obviously. Super Shredder, and this was more of the cartoon version. Oh, actually, I guess this was more the cartoon version. He's got all kinds of sparkles on him. So I've got a bunch of different ones of these. I'm not going to go through them all, but so that's those. And then I was talking about the sets have lots of different pieces. And here is the bag of where I keep all my pieces. So there's a bunch of different random stuff in there. Like light posts and things. And they, you kind of assemble them. So like when I would play with the action figures, it would take me like half an hour just to set everything up to play with them. And then I would play for like 4 hours. And usually by the end, everybody was dead. And everything was destroyed. Well, not like literally destroyed, like broken. But, you know, like there's lampposts in here. And so the lampposts would be, you know, disconnected from the piece. So I was very violent with them, I guess. But these are all mini mutants. Like I said, I also have other sets. I have lots of the regular size action figures. But I don't have them with me. They're at my parents' house. And I was gonna get rid of them, but I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't get rid of these. Because I can use them for this, right? And maybe in a future video I'll show you a little more of what I have. But this is just a kind of about me video. So like there's a ladder that goes to something. And a tower. Turret tower. It's got a foot laser on the top. So, lots of different props there. There's stuff to set up. So I keep all my mini mutants inside of the plastic bags because they're so small, and I could lose them easily if I didn't. So that's the turtle stuff. I like turtles. I don't play with the action figures anymore per se, but I am looking forward to the movie coming out. And, you know, I grew up with them, so I still have a reminiscence for them. Like, I have the clothes and stuff. So next, I like video games. as you could probably guess. And I've been playing video games since I was very little. As long as I can remember, actually. Before Nintendo. I guess I didn't have an Atari. But I did play some games on an old computer. I forget what it was called. Before I actually owned a Nintendo. Which was my first system. But my favorite game is Final Fantasy VII. I'll play, as you can see it, I play lots of different games. I think I'll play pretty much everything except for sports games. I'll play them a little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of the sports games. But I'll play pretty much anything else. And this is an RPG. I imagine a lot of people watching this know what Final Fantasy VII is. But for those that don't, it's a role-playing game. And the reason it was my favorite game was because of the story. And the environments that you travel to and such, and the characters. I liked the materia system, which I won't go into. But if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But it took a while to set it up. I actually have had a couple copies of this game. It has 3 discs. So there's the first one. And then the other 2 are in there. This actually is my friend's copy because, well, he traded it to me for my copy because I like to have the books, and I lost the book for my copy, so he gave me his copy of the instruction booklet. So there's some of the characters. Cloud, the main character, and then Eris. There's I won't give it away for anybody that hasn't played the game, but something happens to Eris. I'll just put it that way. And then Sephiroth, or Sephiroth, is the main enemy. A lot of, I guess people pronounce it differently. I think I say Sephiroth. I used to say Sephiroth though. I don't know. I'm not really gonna read the instruction booklet. I'm just kind of flipping through it. See if there's anything particularly interesting. There were summons in the game, so that's Ifrit. Oh, and that snake. The first time you fight that snake, he kills you, like in one hit. But I've gone back and played the game before, to where I leveled up so much that I could actually kill him. You're just supposed to run. But so there's another picture of Sephiroth, or Sephiroth, however you want to say it. And chocobos. Can't forget the chocobos. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. And that is followed in close second by the original Halo game. I have had a few copies of this game. I'm trying to think. I originally got into it because my friends had it, and I would go have LAN parties because it was the multiplayer had LAN capabilities, which back before everything was on Xbox Live, this game was not on Xbox Live. There was later a program that was made, not by Microsoft, but proprietary, whatever you call it, called Xbox Connect, where you could actually play this online. But it was really laggy. So we mostly played LANs. And I played this game very obsessively. This is my second favorite game. It's very close to my first, being Final Fantasy VII. And I love the story. Well, I love the campaign. I don't know how much I really loved the story itself, but the campaign was amazing. The second level in the game, actually, I had a dream that I was playing this game, and I was on the second level. And I had never actually played the game before. And I don't think I'd actually seen that part of the game. I don't even know if I knew it was Halo in the dream when I was playing it. But I played it before I played it in my dream. So I thought that was kind of cool. This is the Platinum Hits version. It's Platinum Hits. And I've actually had a couple copies. I've had 2 or 3 copies of this game. I'm not sure how many exactly, but I had a copy originally, and then I let my friend borrow it, and then he lost it, so I got another copy. And then he found it, and so I got it back. So I had 2 copies, and that was good, because whenever we had LANs, then I would make sure we had at least 2 copies, and I used to play a lot of 2v2. And like I said, I played the game very obsessively. I knew how to stand in spots on the maps and throw grenades, like looking at stars and throwing grenades, and the grenades would land next to like the rocket launcher, and it would blow the rocket launcher across the map. And I could do the same thing for power-ups and stuff. So if you've actually played the game and you played it at any sort of competitive level, you know what I'm talking about. You can't actually really do it in the newer games. I've enjoyed all the Halo games, except for I never played, what's it called? The one where you didn't play as a Spartan. ODST. I never actually played that one. But I played all the other ones, and I think Halo was my favorite. And then Halo 4 was my second favorite. I think Halo 4 as a game, like technically speaking, is a better game. But this is still my favorite. I would still rather play this multiplayer. So those are my 2 favorite games, and I have lots of different games. I own Nintendo 64, Game Boy, Color. I used to own a PS2. I sold it to my sister. So now I just have a bunch of games. What else do I have? Xbox 360. That's my main system. And then I play PC games. Right now, specifically, I'm playing League of Legends. So I kind of rotate the games that I play. But right now, League of Legends is my favorite. And that's what I play the most. And I actually, on my other channel, I post game content now instead of Magic the Gathering. And I post some League of Legends. So if you're interested in gaming, you can check my other channel. So that's video games. The next thing that I really like is movies. And my favorite movie is Pay It Forward. This is an older movie, and it's not my favorite movie because it's the best movie. I think there are better movies, but this movie has some reminiscence to it for me. The place I originally saw it was with my church youth group, and so there's some memories associated with it. And I also like it because of the story. It's Pay It Forward, so it's the whole idea is to do one thing for 3 people, like really nice things that help them, and then they pay it forward by, I don't know if that's too loud or not. Might be too loud. They pay it forward by doing 3 nice things for 3 other people, but they don't pay it back. And it has, what is his name? Haley Joel Osment, who was from The Sixth Sense, in it. And another reason it's my favorite movie is because of the ending. And I'm not going to give away the ending, but something happens at the end. And I'll just say it's a sad thing that happens at the end. And so a lot of my favorite movies have sad endings. And that might be kind of crazy. You might think that's kind of crazy. But my reasoning is that a lot of movies have happy endings. And I think, it's pretty stereotypical that movies have happy endings. But when a movie has a sad ending, I think it impacts you more. It leaves more of a mark on you. At least I know it does for me. So I like movies with sad endings, specifically sad in the way that this is sad. But I won't give that away. So this is my favorite movie. But some of my other favorite movies are The Matrix. Actually, the original Matrix. Now this is The Matrix Reloaded, which is the second Matrix movie, which most of you probably know. The first one was my favorite because of the story and the effects and the fight scenes and stuff. But I don't actually own the first one. I own the second one and the third one. So I own The Matrix Reloaded because I did I used some of the footage for a project I did at school from the fight scene where he fights Agent Smith. So I had to get this movie to capture that footage. And $5 at the store. So it was pretty cheap when I got it. And I think this one, yeah, it has the main movie and then special features. So I love watching behind the scenes in movies, because like my degree is in multimedia. So I always think about how things are made. So I like to watch the behind the scenes and listen to the commentaries, to learn about them and such. So The Matrix is one of my favorite movies. And then I also like Batman. Specifically The Dark Knight. I think this was a favorite for a lot of people, and that's because it had Heath Ledger in it as the Joker. So if you've seen the movie, you know all about that. But I liked the new Batman trilogy. So like I don't specifically like. I'm not like a Batman fan, although I did have Batman action figures and stuff. But I liked the trilogy with Batman Begins, Batman The Dark Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises. And just like with The Matrix, I own the second and the third one, but I don't own the first one for whatever reason. So I have The Dark Knight, and I have The Dark Knight Rises. And then with The Matrix, I got Matrix Revolutions at a yard sale for like $2. I like to go yard selling and get deals. I'm a very frugal person, so a lot of what I have, I got cheap at yard sales and such, or I just got as gifts. I don't buy a lot of stuff. I just kind of collected over the years. So, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. If there's any other questions that you have about me, leave them in the comments. And assuming they're not too private, or assuming I want to answer them, I'll answer them in the comments. And as far as the channel goes, I'm not exactly sure what all kinds of content I will do. It will probably be content related to nerdy or geeky things, whatever you want to say. Video game content and stuff like that. Because that's what I enjoy. But I may do some role plays or something. I haven't really figured all that out. Like I said, this is just kind of a test run to see how much I enjoy doing this, for one thing. And then just to practice. So, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope that you did get some tingles, and that it was relaxing. And I will see you all later.